course, it's well known that under the eyes of God, no knight who is false can defeat one who is true. Now, I am sure that you have all heard tales of knights and their brave deeds. So, I have a question. I am looking for 4 specific answers. I haven't even asked the question yet. That question is, what do knights do? You. I heard some of you here. You. Stop. You. They joust, they fight. Knights are professional warriors. That is our stock in trade from the age of 7. We are finished with our very first suits of armor. 3 more answers. You. They protect the kingdom, the king and the queen. I, Sir William, am the protector of Her Majesty, the Queen Mother. 2 more answers. You. You. You're just holding your hand up because it looks good. 2 more answers. You. They slay dragons. One more. You.
נלחמים בדרקונים.
Well, they hope shields are trying to fight you. They say damsels in distress! Now, don't you feel silly that you didn't get that? All right. His Royal Highness, Prince Nicholas and His Highness, Prince Philip are going to help me sing a song about knights and what they do. But we are also going to need your help. So every time we say the word be a knight, we need you to clap 2 times and repeat the words be a knight. Let us try it. Be a knight. Be a knight.
That sounds like a bunch of Frenchmen out there.
It was a bit weak, yes. Try it again. We say the words be a knight, you clap 2 times and then say be a knight, right? Again. Be a knight. Be a knight! If you want to wear armor and joust with long lances, be a knight! Be a knight! If you want to see dragons and rescue fair damsels, be a knight! Be a knight! But do you have what it takes? Can you be loyal and true? And still stand up bravely, even though you are frightened, it's not very easy to do. Come up and join us, get down on one knee now, be a knight. Be a knight. The king and the queen with his sword raised up high now, be a knight. Be a knight. And ere you've taken your vows, then you ride out on your quest. Remember the feeling of pride, the feeling of being a knight. Be a knight. Excellent work. You just held that. Now, there are several different types of knighting ceremonies. The princes behind me went through a formal ceremony where they spent the night in the chapel, guarded their armor, and were knighted in the great hall in front of kings, queens, nobility, and soldiers. My ceremony was a bit different. I knelt in the mud in France on the eve of a great battle and was knighted by King Edward, father of our own good King William. The oath that I took was thus: be without fear in the face of your enemies. Be brave and upright, that God may love thee. Speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. Protect the helpless and do no wrong. When I had spoken those words, King Edward did strike me across the face and say, that is so you will remember it. You will not be required to go through that part of the ceremony. However, vows we take shall be no less binding upon you. Now, a knight is proficient in many different weapons. In combat, I prefer the axe, for the sword does little against plate armor. Now, I have another question. Who knows what this is? You. Sword. In truth, this is a hand and a half broadsword. Broadsword because of the sharpened on both sides. Hand and a half because the grip and pommel allow it to be used with one hand or with two. Sword is a symbol of a knight. It is customary when one is made a knight or lady of the court to be gifted with a sword. This sword was given to me by King Edward throughout the United Kingdom. The sword can also be a symbol of other things. It is a symbol of power. The ability to take what you want merely because you have the means to do so. It can also be a symbol of justice. Being willing to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. This puts all knights in a quandary. What type of knight should I be? Change in sword is another symbol. Symbol of the Christ. Remind us all that to be a good knight, to be a true knight, one who fights for justice, one who dispenses mercy, and one who does not merely seek after their own gain. Now, I have another question. Name me a famous knight. You. You. King Arthur was you. You. Sir Galahad. Sir Guy. Lancelot. Now, name me a knight who was not a member of the Round Table. Your Majesty. Solomon. Solomon, Your Majesty. Sir Roland, Majesty. Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein. I swear to you, this is an actual person. He lived from 1200 to 1275. He was an Austrian knight. He won over 300 counts. And he wrote books on poetry and courtly love. And I recently saw one of his books at the bookstore down the lane. Another knight, which you may not have heard of, is Sir William Marshall. Sir William Marshall was the greatest knight in English history. Now, for those of you who wish to be made knights and ladies of the court, please pay attention. I have an instructions that I must give you. Now, when we are ready to begin the ceremony, we will ask that you come forward. That means to come up here on the stage where the prince is standing, facing their majesties. Not be afraid to get down. Their majesties cannot fit anyone in the sky. Now, does everyone understand? Say I, Sir William. I, Sir William. Very well. Now, second instruction. Her Majesty the Queen will ask you questions to determine your fitness to be made a knight or lady of the court. Your response to each one of these questions must be, I, Your Majesty. Let me hear it. I, Your Majesty.
Did I call you up on stage?
I, Your Majesty. I, Your Majesty. As well, remember to speak clearly.
They're going to call you up on stage.
Now, third and final instruction. When His Majesty is ready to complete the ceremony, he will ask that you take a knee. That means to go down upon one knee, as you see our good princess and captain of the guard do. If you are armed with axes, sword, dagger, or other weapon, draw it, place it before you as you see them do. This is a sign of respect for their majesties. Does everyone understand? Say, I salute you. I salute you. Very well. With your permission, majesties, at this time, all those who would be made knights or ladies of the court, come forward and join us up here. Small ones to the front. There is no age limit. You may bring a squire with you if you so choose. Step up, step up. Excellent way. Step forward. It is an awesome I purchased it with the Smith to say the clean around technology teeth. That was what he said.
Let us hope that day is yet tomorrow.
Oh, it has happened many times. There's so many myths on the way now.
There's plenty of room up here yet.
Chelsea.
Get close to the back and then I do not have to yell.
Step forward, step forward. There's room for all.
No, we'll not fight.
Are we all assembled, Nicholas?
Oh, there you are.
You have seen and heard us make merry in the streets all along. But at this time we do become a bit more serious. For we feel the making of knights and ladies of our court is a very important thing indeed. In fact, it is the highest honor that we may bestow.
The Queen and I require a personal commitment from each and every one of you to nobly protect and defend the crown and all that it holds dear, to live a life worthy of honor and respect.
As knights and ladies of our court, you may often find yourselves needing to make a very important decision, and great courage will be needed to determine that which is right from that which is naughty. And our great hope for each and every one of you is that you always choose the right and noble path.
Your newly acquired title will enable you to become a positive role model, not to those just in the realm, but to your peers as well. It takes great courage to stand before us, and we can see this, and we know in our hearts that we are making the right decision this day. It makes us proud.
And now that you have come here before your God, these lovely gentles of Fairhaven, your king and your queen, are you now prepared to take this oath of loyalty as it has been laid before you? Very well. Do you promise me to always be brave and strong when faced with great adversity?
Your Majesty.
And do you promise me to always help others who are in need of your help? And most importantly, do you promise me to always tell me, no matter how frightened you are of the outcome?
Majesty. Taken. By our Lord God, Michael St. George, I bestow upon thee the title of Knight or Lady of our realm. Before you arrive, I find that your first quest is the most important quest, for it shall define you, what type of knight and lady that you shall be in the future. There's a quest that needs to be given to you by someone who has love in their heart. I can think of none better than my wife.
Very well.
to your new weapon.
I guess that.
Rise thee up and turn thee about.
Stand up. Turn and face me.
About.
Reach out to the new knights and ladies of the realm. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
There are certificates.
I look forward to seeing you all on the field of battle.
My mother.
I jest.
And His Majesty and I shall remain here for portrait.
But she does not.
Should you so wish.
If you do wish a portrait after you get the certificate, please form a single file line in front of the stage. Thank thee.
And any of the new knights, if you have a sword or will be gifted with one, come see me anytime today and I will give you a lesson in the use of the sword. You are dressed very nicely. You look like a flower yourself. She is a flower. What type of flower?
I would say
Very pink. Very pink flower. What would you say about it?
Very exotic. I definitely have a hiccup in mine. About to maneuver.
Has you on the run, eh? Well, it is a pleasure to have you both.
Do you understand this green shield? That was what we had got through my nights.
Oh, okay.
In our time, there were many women that fought on the